What's going on, guys? This is Miastin. So on my last Ice Bearer video, which was also the only one I've ever made because this deck was garbage for the longest time, no longer is, by the way, I was told by a bunch of you guys that apparently the deck could actually play around Nibiru, and I was like, what? There's no way. Like, how the hell can a one-card combo not only put up a board, but also navigate its way around, like, a pretty big hand trap that, you know, it's kind of hard to make negate sometimes on, like, summon number 4 or 5 or something. But apparently this deck not only can do that, but also generate a lot of advantage really quickly. And again, it's Ice Barrier. Out of everything, like, the deck was garbage for, like, its whole existence. And now, out of nowhere, it's actually really good. And I would even go as far as to say that it is probably going to be one of the best decks in the format once we're gonna be getting it. So yeah, today I will be showing you guys a bunch of combos that are revamped, you know, this time navigating again through hand traps and definitely making a lot of big boards. And also, I'm going to be showing a lot of combos when your hands are maybe not super ideal or when you don't have a lot going for you. But before this video starts, you already know the drill. I will be showing you guys a bunch of combos and deck profiles, so make sure you smash the like and subscribe button. And again, stay tuned for more, you know, combos and profiles in the future, because I will be trying to make some, you know, make more, like, you know, in the near future, because I know I've been slacking as of lately. But don't worry, I'm back. My old creative self is definitely back to wanting to work. So yeah, anyways, let's get into combo number 1. Alright, so again, this is a one-card combo with any discard can actually play around Nibiru, or rather through Nibiru. So you're going to be discarding the Ash and then special summon the Hexa, and then you're going to be sending the Mirror Magic, and that's going to be searching for this card right here, Speakers of the Ice Bearer. So I think you can already imagine where this is going, but you're going to have 2 level 4 waters on the field, so you can go into Bahamut Shark. So this is summon number 4. And summon number 5 is going to be the Toad. So now you have 2 monsters on your board. What can you do with 2 water monsters and a Mirror Magic in the graveyard? At first, I couldn't really see it, but again, thanks to you guys in the comment section, huge shoutouts to, like, everyone who helps me out, you know, making these combos even better. I actually just forgot about the existence of this card right here, which is the Marincess Coral Anemone. And that is going to be able to allow you to revive back a water monster from a grave with 1500 or less attack. There are a lot of targets in this deck, so that's actually really nice. You can even revive back the Ravenous Croc, which is not gonna be... It's not gonna come up too often, but whatever. I mean, it could. Anyways, this Mirror Magic will now get rid of the Anemone to revive... Well, to summon 3 tokens. And now you have a bunch of monsters on the board. So you're gonna be Synchro Summoning into Coral Dragon, and then banish the Speakers of the Ice Bearer, since you control a Ice Bearer monster on the field. And you're gonna be summoning a level 1 token. And now we've got a level 6 tuner with 3 level 1 non-tuners. So you can go into Ravenous Croc, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, and you draw 4 cards. 1 card combo with 1 discard gets you an Omni Negate that is summoned on summon number 5, as well as a card that makes you draw so much, and you have like a pop by discarding 2 cards. And trust me, finding the discards is not going to be the hard part, because you're drawing 4 freaking cards. You could discard 2 and you're still like on positive you know, advantage. And you also have like a follow-up play, because when this Toad negates, you recycle back like the Speakers or the Mirror Magic, and that's going to be giving you an extra play for next turn, on top of a lot of searches, a lot of recursion, etc. So yeah, pretty disgusting, but that's just, you know, a very simple 1-card combo. Let's get into, you know, another 1-card combo that I think you should learn how to, you know, utilize, because sometimes your hands might not be super ideal, and you should still know what to do. Alright, so this is pretty simple, but if you only have Mirror Magic and absolutely nothing else, you can still play the game. You're just not going to be able to do that much. But still, so you normal summon, and then it has exactly 1000 attacks, so you go into the El Mirage, and then get your search for the Freezing Chains, which is a Monster Reborn. You can't search the level 6 that special summons itself to Monster Reborn, because unfortunately it can only summon itself while you control an Ice Bearer monster, whereas this, on the other hand, you can always use it. Anyways, get rid of the El Mirage, so that's kind of just like... So it's your monster that generates you a body and like a tribute fodder, and now you're gonna be just going into a Dragite and then summon your Revealer. You can't go into Ravenous Croc because you only have like level 8's worth of materials on the field. It is unfortunate, but still, you can still, you know, draw 1 card with a Coral Dragon, and then go into Prima Donna, and then sink into a Dragite, so you got yourself a spell and Trap Negate, and this monster cannot be targeted by your opponent's monster effects, since it was summoned using the Prima Donna. If your opponent... this is not going to come up too often, but if your opponent had a card in the Banished, you could actually use the effect of Prima Donna to, like, put it back in the hand, and then you can special summon a level 4 or lower water monster from your deck, or search it to your hand. So that's actually kind of cool, because it could come up, and if it does, well, your one-card combo is going to be way more than just a one-card combo. But then you're giving a card to your opponent's hand, so you gotta make sure that it's a completely useless card. Like a Bestial or something. Like something that literally cannot be used, because this deck doesn't play any lights and darks. Anyways, that's it for this one. Let's get into combo number 3. Alright, so yet again, another 2-card combo that can actually play through Nibiru. So my hand is Mirror Magic as well as Ice Jade Ran Aijirin. I don't know if you can really call this playing through Nibiru, but whatever. Anyways, discard the Mirror Magic and then special summon your token. And the Mirror Magic is going to be searching for the Revealer. And then you're going to be synchro summoning right away into the Lancia Dragon, Ancestor of the Ice Spirit Mountain. Discard whatever card and then summon your Georgius and then revive back the Mirror Magic. Well, I mean, tribute your Revealer, summon 3 tokens. Your opponent really has to Nibiru you here. Otherwise, you just start blessing too much. You can go into Coral Dragon, recover some of your losses. So this is the only really big opportunity for your opponent to Nibiru you here. And since your Lancia was, left the field because of the opponent's card, you can special summon Trishula and it is treated as a synchro summon. So you can actually make your opponent lose quite a lot of cards on turn 1. And this is like very minimal commitment. It's only like 2 cards. And I guess you can still make your opponent lose 2 cards. So it's not the end of the world. Like you should still try to play, like full combo when you have like a hand that allows you to do it. It's just that you're not always going to have like the negate with, Toad access. Unless you have, like, again, Revealer early on, then that's gonna be absolutely cracked. But anyways, this is a very simple combo, of course, because it's just a 2-card combo. Let's get into something infinitely more complicated now. Alrighty, so this time I have a lot of cards in my hand, and of course I think it goes without saying, but when you have a lot of Ice Barrier cards, you're gonna have a lot of extenders, a lot of starters, so hand traps might not be as ideal. So anyways, normal summon the Revealer, and then use the effect, get rid of the Hexa, that's gonna be met with an Imperm. Otherwise, I can summon the Mirror Magic and kind of just bait the Imperm that way, so it changes nothing. So yeah, the Imperm here is well timed, and it's better to Imperm first rather than Veiler, because if I have the Talons, then I can make you lose the whatever other hand trap that would beat me. So yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, say, if you know that your opponent doesn't play Talon, then you just Veiler first so that you can hold Imperm for your own turn. Anyways, the Georgius is going to be met with the Veiler. If my opponent didn't Veiler me here, but rather on the Hexa, my board would have been the exact same as what I'm about to show you, but with an extra Toad. So yeah, you really have to Veiler the Georgius because you don't want me to have like extra bodies for no reason. Anyways, the Medallion is going to be getting ashed here, which is fine. If the Medallion did not get ashed, I would have been able to search the Speakers and then special summon the Bahamut Shark and then summon the Toad. So again, the Ash had to be used here. So all these 3 hand traps were used correctly because otherwise, again, I would have had a little too much. And now I'm not going to cure because I'm going to go Winds, summon the Mirror Magic as well as the Speakers, and then tribute the Speakers, summon the 3 tokens. And then this is interesting, so I'm going to be summoning the token. I'm not going to go into Coral Dragon. I'm going to go into a Ravenous Croc for 4 materials, and then Chainlink 1, the Mirror Magic, Chainlink 2, the Ravenous Croc. So I draw 4, and then I search a card, so I know what to search. So I got a hand trap 3 times, and I still have 5 cards in my hand. That's really interesting. And we're not done yet. Ice Jade Cradle, Surge the Ran Aijirin, and then discard the General Wayne to summon itself, get a token, and then Synchro Summon into the Lancia, Freezing Chains, revive back the Hexa. Doesn't really matter, but I mean, if you want to, you can make a level 10 Synchro here, like the Ice Jade Cradle or something. I mean, you're locked underwater Synchro, so you do have to take that into consideration. It is a little frustrating. Anyways, my opponent has a really good hand, but it's not gonna matter because this deck loses to Abyss Dweller. And will you look at that? My deck just summons a bunch of Abyss Dwellers, so that's a nice deck you got there. I mean, I'm always gonna have access to Georgius, so this means that if I control another Ice Bearer monster, my opponent cannot use monster effects in the graveyard. And then I've got Warlock of the Ice Bearer, which is an anti-spell. So yeah, there is basically nothing that my opponent can do here. My opponent would have to like jump over the Georgius in order to play. And by the way, I'm also searching a lot on my opponent's turn. So yeah, I have like freaking 6 monsters, a spell, and 3 cards in hand, and I got hand trapped 3 times. It's actually ridiculous. Like, this is the thing with Ice Bearer, like, sometimes you're not even ending on like gigantic boards, but like you're doing so much on your opponent's turn because this is like up to twice per turn, and then you revive back a monster reborn, which revives back another monster, and then you search. Well, you search and you special summon another monster with the second effect of that's the same effect of Lancia, but your second usage. So yeah, this is just honestly ridiculous. And then the Ravenous Croc can also destroy a card, like I said. And yeah, I also have a huge follow-up play because I have 2 graveyard effects: the Winds over the Ice Bearer, Jesus, which allows me to recycle back an Ice Barrier from my graveyard or banished. And then I also have Ice Barrier, the trap card. So yeah, now I'm getting the Hexa, sorry, not the Hexa, I already had the Hexa, the Spirits, Speakers. Jesus, what's wrong with me? And then this is going to be Foolishing for the ISJ Tremora, and then recycle back, whatever, I think, any water from my grave, but I think I'm going to go for the Georges. Doesn't matter too much. And then Special Summon, go into the Cradle, and then Special Summon the Georges, revive back the General Wayne, search for the Gold Medallion, and then an enemy, revive back the Mirror Magic, and then Synchro for Prima Donna, and then recycle back with the Mirror Magic from the Banish, so you always have gas. And I'm also searching again, so I have like freaking 5 cards in my hand. And again, we're not done yet, because I can go for the Dragite, and then shuffle back a card, normal summon, go into the Cheng Ying. I got 4 Synchros on the board, I got a bunch of cards in my hand, and I'm looping the exact same cards over and over every single time, so yeah, this deck really just never runs out of gas. Hand traps are not going to kill my grind game. They're not going to stop me from at least making somewhat of a board. As long as you have a lot of, extenders in your hand, then, the world is literally your oyster with this deck. You can do so much. The only hands, again, that might not always be the best are like the 1 or 2 card combos, but, I've already demonstrated that 1 card combo can at least do something through a Nibiru. And some of your combos, at least if you do get Nibiru, you can Trishula your opponent so you can make them lose a few cards. It's not the end of the world. But that's it for this, all these combos. Now let's get into the deck profile. Alrighty, so now for the deck profile. So one thing that I did change since the last time, I am no longer playing Pot of Prosperity. As you can see, I'm playing Desires. And a few ratios actually have changed completely. So I will be going over everything. I want to say somewhat a little bit in detail. Anyways, before we proceed again, friendly reminder to smash the like and subscribe button. If you like what you're seeing right now, it's even better, because this deck is honestly really nice, and I can't wait to make even more videos on Ice Barrier when we get the cards over here in the TCG. I don't know when we'll be getting them, because they are in Terminal World, which has not been confirmed in the TCG. Well, I mean, we don't have a date for it yet, but it's just a matter of time before we eventually get it. The OCG will have it in like a month or something, I think. I actually have no idea. Anyways, 3 Fenrir, this card is broken as long as it exists, and it also gets you your discard food for Revealer, so obviously you're trying to play this in anything where when you discard a card, it's just like a generic card. You don't have to discard like an Ice Barrier card, for example. So yeah, this card's good going first and second, why not? 3 Ice Jade ran a Jiren, even though in my combos I was playing the Cradle as well as the Tremora. I actually cut it because Ran a Jiren is just better in the grind game. If you like already went through one and you draw another one, you can go into like a level 10 synchro right away just by pitching any water monster. So I think it's a little better to just play 3 copies of this card straight up, because the Tremora wasn't coming up too often for me. And by playing the Cradle, you also play a little bit more into Anti-Spell and Joel and Logbird, which I didn't really like too much, so I think this card is just a little Better. And then 3 Georges, of course, the Monster Reborn and the Abyss Dweller. This is unfair. So easy to access this card again, so like you're always going to be ending on like a Dweller, a card that prevents your opponent from tribute summoning, and then like an anti-spell if you want to in the form of Warlock with the Lancia Dragonic Ancestor. This card just ridiculously unfair. But yeah, Georges is just like one of the best cards in the deck. And then 1 General Wayne, this card, when it's normal or special, you get to search your deck for any Ice Bearer card, basically. It's only an Ice Bearer spell or trap, but by searching the medallion, you can search an Ice Bearer monster. So basically, this searches everything in your deck. And this card kind of has like a Shen-Shen-esque effect, so spells and traps sent from the field to your opponent's grave are banished instead. It is one-sided as well, so that's really cool. Anyways, 3 Revealers, so this is one of your 1-card starters, as well as Speaker. I used to play only 2, but then, like, you're always trying to make Bahamut Shark into Toad if you're trying to play through Nibiru, so I think this card should be a 3 of. And the Graveyard effect is not too bad as well, so I definitely like this card. And then 3 Mirror Magic, another one of the 1-card starters, quote-unquote, as well as Hexa, a semi-1-card starter, just like Mirror Magic. And finally, 3 Medallion for the 1-card starters. So we have 3, 6, 8, 11 1-card starters in a 40-card deck list. Not too bad. And then for the hand traps, I'm playing 9. So 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm, and a lot of utility cards as well. So 2 copies of Triple Tactic Talents, as well as 2 Pot of Desires for consistency. And for board breaking, going second to just have more gas. Because when I was playing Prosperity, it was just a little annoying when I had to like deny my draws with the Ravenous Croc and the Coral Dragon when I was getting like a 1-card starter. So it just made no sense. Prosperity, obviously I can see the logic, but if you have to Prosperity for 6, you're also killing your grind game by having no more synchros. And then your deck with only the main cards in the monster deck, the main monsters in your main deck are just not gonna help you like win games because they all have very low stats. You do have to rely on your synchro monsters in order to just have like big beaters. Now this card right here is really interesting, wins over the Ice Bear. I already covered what it does in my combos, but basically you contribute any number of Ice Bear monsters, including the tokens that you get from Mirror Magic, and then special summon the same amount of level 4 or lower Ice Bear monsters with different names from your deck. And then during your main phase, except during the turn it was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it and then recycle back any of your Ice Bear cards in your banished or graveyard. And then you can also recycle back this card from the banish with the effect of Mirror Magic, so you have an infinite loop of recycling back cards and always having a play, so this is absolutely beautiful. I love this card. Same thing with Ice Bear. Again, it's an Ice Bear card, so it's searchable by everything, and you can banish it, recycle back, and any water monster from a grave, and you also have to foolish a level 5 or higher monster, water monster from your deck to the grave before recycling. So you can foolish the General Wayne and then recycle back the Georges and then special summon, revive back the Wayne, search something, and this card is just ridiculously good. It's also the best card to discard off of the Ravenous Krog because it's like a card that you're actually trying to discard because the graveyard effect is better than the on-field effect. Kind of like Trivia Karma, actually. And then this is Freezing Chains. It has an irrelevant continuous effect, but the when its activated effect is nice. You get to revive back any level 4 lower Ice Bear monster from a grave. It doesn't lock you under anything. So yeah, I'm playing 27 monsters now, only 9 spells and 4 trap cards. And not that Imperm really counts because at the end of the day, we just have like 9 hand traps and then 3 Fenrir, 2 Talents. So 9, 12, 14 utility cards. And then I'm doing like a healthy mix of like board breakers and hand traps so that I don't clog too much in like either one. Like the one way you break is by having like 4 hand traps and then like a card that just doesn't really get your stuff going. But if you have like a little bit of everything, then at least you can like kind of grind it out. Anyways, for the extra deck, I also kind of wanted to have like a more realistic extra deck, so 2 Lancias, because this card allows you to have like just way more plays over time, because you get to revive back like monsters up to twice per turn again, and then when it's like when it leaves the field, you also get to like synchro summon an Ice Bear monster. This is nuts with the Trishula, so it's so good. And if you already went through your Trishula, at least you can summon the Gungnir, which is the second other monster that you can summon. Really nice with the Graveyard Effect Revealer, by the way. If you would activate, like if you would try to discard a card or send a card from the hand to the grave to activate an Ice Bear monster effect, you can banish this card from the grave instead of one of the cards. So you can go Gungnir, destroy a card your opponent controls for free without having to discard because of the Grave Effect Revealer, so that's nice. Anyways, the Chengying, obviously this card, everybody knows about it because of Sword Soul. It's also generic. And then the Ice Jade, the Aegirin, or Cradle. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, I said Cradle before. Yeah, my bad. It's Jimmy or Aegirin. Yeah, the Cradle is the spell card. But yeah, anyways, Christian, Quarion, Gundrax. This is the same thing as Trishula, but like upside down. And you're gonna be banishing cards from your opponent's graveyard and stuff like that. And controls. So it's especially like monsters your opponent controls, but yeah, when you know, like when you synchro summon this, it's not on your opponent's turn. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. Unless you want to play the Crystron level 4 Synchro Tuner that allows you to sync on your opponent's turn. It's not too bad, but it's, I don't know, like, it's hard to summon. Anyways, Trishula, Ravenous Krog, Dragite, Gungnir, Prima Donna, Coral Dragon, Bahamut and Toad, then Coral Anemone, and El Mirage when your only starter is the Mirror Magic. I'm not going to be going too much over the idea section, but this should be in your side deck, Warlock, when you know that you're going first. And then this card also is looking very interesting, Enigmaster Pagbit. It's good in a bunch of decks, and it is a level 8 water, so that you can summon it even under your lock. Which I want to say is one of the most annoying thing about this deck, the fact that you're locked under water synchros. Very often because of this card right here. If it didn't lock you under water synchros, you could at least go into like Bahamut Toad more often, but nope, unfortunately no. But yeah, this card is at least one of the cards that you can still make very easily as well. And it's good going second, whereas Dragite is only really good going first, but sometimes Dragite can be good going second as well. If you play Nibiru in your deck, you can use the effect of Dragite to excavate, and then if you get rocks, you can bounce back cards your opponent controls. Or rather, only monsters, I think, yeah? You can return... Hold on a sec. Return cards your opponent controls to the hand up to the number. Yeah, okay, never mind. Even spells and traps. Yeah, the Dragite is actually insane. Anyways, White Aura Whale, another card that's good going second because you get to, like, Regeki attack position monsters. And then Foolish Goods with Ice Bearer. It's also not too bad. Yeah, goes and match. You're only really playing waters outside of Fenrir and El Mirage. And yeah, this card sucks. Don't play it. Anyways, that's it for this video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts about Ice Bearer in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.